gets funded. New technologies are created. The mobility revolution gets going. Millions of people's lives change. And a global innovator called SanDisk makes progress.
And there are basically 7 signs, and they center around compatibility components. And the first one is just generally being like-minded. And that, there's a misnomer that opposites attract. That's truly only when it refers to temperaments. I'm high-strung, he's laid back. That balances and brings a better level to the relationship. So you have like-mindedness and a balance in terms of temperament. You want me to go on?
Well, I want to stop you on the temperament. So are you saying the age-old thing of opposites attract with that, with the balance?
It's people mistake that, and so they use it as a license to go marry the wrong person. You don't want to marry a knucklehead. We're talking about opposites don't attract when it turns.
Wait, say that again.
You don't want to marry a knucklehead.
Oh,
no.
Thank you. Okay.
You want to get the right one, because if you get the right one, we can have a long-term, long-lasting, and very happy relationship. So that's our aim. And so you want to find someone that's like you. So compatibility centers around similarities, the way that you think, your direction, your morals and values. Those things have to be in common. But when it comes to temperaments, we want to have a balance, and that's where you have a green light to have an opposite, and that will attract, and that will bring a balance to the temperament. Think about it. If you're high-strung and he's high-strung, my God, you'll burn each other out.
Yeah, that's true. My husband is completely. You may be able to tell I'm a little type A, a little high-strung. I don't know if you could get that in such a short period. My husband
You can.
Oh, thank you. He's completely the opposite, though. He's very laid back, unless it's something he feels passionate about, and he knows he's right and everybody else is wrong. Then he morphs into me. Imagine that.
Right.
Okay, let's move forward. You are both committed to do the work. What kind of work are we talking about?
Well, especially as females, we kind of romanticize relationships, and we think that marriage is, someone on a white steed coming to rescue us. The truth is there's less romance in the mundane day-to-day areas of marriage. So you got to be committed to doing the work. And it really isn't just love that's going to carry you through. You have to also work. So you got to roll up your sleeves and get ready to do that.
Okay, and you were able to speak to your partner's love language. Is this appropriate for mornings?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Our tendency is that we give to one another what we want or what we like. But that's not really the right way to do it. We got to find out what is it that communicates love to them, and then we give them that. So that's really an understanding love language.
We give to one another what we like. But don't we do that, though, because that's what we're comfortable doing? We don't do it to be selfish. We do it because, well, I love that cup of coffee, and I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. But whatever. I love that whatever in the morning, so I'm going to give that to my spouse because it'll make him feel as good as I do. And what you're saying is no.
Right. No. What you want to do is you want to find out what makes him feel better and give him that.
Wow. Okay. I may have a question here on set. Michael Maslansky is here. He's a political strategist and a pollster. But he's leaning forward listening to you like he has listened to no other pundit that I've ever paired him with. So what would you like to ask the doctor?
Oh, I'm not sure I have a question. I didn't know that I was going to be talking about marriage today.
Oh,
but
right.
I think that idea of love language is exactly right. I think, in my marriage, my wife's looking out for me every day, and I'm looking out for her, and then I don't have to look out for myself as much, and she doesn't have to look out for herself as much.
Wow. Oh, you guys are giving me warm fuzzies. Okay, number 5, you are able to work together to resolve problems. And there are problems.
There are going to be problems every day. So you have to figure out, how do you work, understanding each other's buttons and hot spots? How do we work together to resolve our problems? So you have to learn to fight fair. And you have to be respectful of one another, even the differences which come to play when we're having disagreements. And so we have to set some guidelines. Like perhaps one needs to cool down and think about it, so then we need to know that, because maybe if you walk away during the conversation, I take that as a put down. So we have to figure those things out, map them out, and then apply the rules and follow them, and then things will work very well.
And this next one, I don't know, this sounds so basic. You have to be attracted to them.
Yeah, that's called chemistry. And really what happens is that when we first are intrigued by someone, there's chemicals that go off in our bloodstream that keep us enamored enough to take time to find out whether they're suitable for us. But that compatibility in terms of our chemical attraction remains throughout the duration of our relationship. And it keeps things hot and spicy, so we want that.
Where are you, by the way? Because it looks hot and spicy. Is that Miami?
It is. I'm in warm Miami. It's about 80 degrees here.
Okay, don't rub it in. It's not even 80 degrees in the studio. Brain chemicals. Boy, Michael's eyes began to glaze over, and he was nodding. How do you keep that alive, though? You know, I have a 2- and a 4-year-old, not to get too personal here. But, you know, it's hard because you got so much stuff going on.
You do. So you have to definitely start to plan things. And a lot of times people think that that's going to take the mystery and a lot of the passion away. But planning is how you make sure that it gets done.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to set aside time, you know, to send them over the Grammys and let you and your husband have some time together where you can keep rekindling your love battery. Yeah.
Oh, I
and you
like
want to make
that.
sure you have time to come together sexually frequently throughout the week.
Love battery. Okay, and the last thing is you genuinely like who your partner is as a person.
Yes. Being friends, that should be the foundation of the relationship. You spend a lot of time together. If you don't really like who they are, it's not really going to give you a long-lasting or fulfilling relationship.